The global aviation industry is in a state of flux, facing unprecedented challenges and transformations. At the heart of this turbulence lies the strained relationship between two giants, Boeing and China, which has significant implications for the entire industry. For decades, Boeing enjoyed a mutually beneficial partnership with the rapidly growing Chinese aviation market, contributing to the expansion of air travel in China. However, the once smooth flight path has hit severe turbulence in recent years, with political and economic tensions exacerbating the situation. China's decision to effectively ban Boeing's 737 MAX aircraft has sent shockwaves through the industry, affecting airlines, manufacturers, and passengers alike. This essay will delve into the multifaceted reasons behind China's stance, including safety concerns, geopolitical factors, and economic strategies. We will also explore the far-reaching implications for Boeing, COMAC, and the future of global aviation, considering how this shift might reshape the competitive landscape and influence future aircraft development. China's decision to effectively ban the Boeing 737 MAX did not occur in a vacuum. It was a calculated move influenced by multiple layers of concern and strategy. It was the culmination of a confluence of factors, each contributing to a growing sense of unease and distrust towards Boeing. The company's internal issues and external pressures both played significant roles. The most immediate concern stemmed from the two fatal crashes involving the 737 MAX in 2018 and 2019. These incidents not only resulted in tragic loss of life, but also severely damaged Boeing's reputation globally. These tragedies exposed critical flaws in the aircraft's design and raised serious questions about Boeing's safety practices. Investigations revealed issues with the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, MCA, which was implicated in both crashes. Beyond safety concerns, escalating political tensions between the United States and China have cast a long shadow over their economic relationship. The trade war initiated by the Trump administration added fuel to the fire. Trade disputes, technological competition, and geopolitical rivalry have all contributed to a climate of distrust and animosity. Both nations are vying for dominance in various sectors, including aviation. In this context, Boeing, as a flagship American corporation, has become entangled in the broader geopolitical struggle. The company's fortunes are now closely tied to the ebb and flow of US-China relations. China's decision to restrict Boeing purchases can be seen as a strategic move to exert pressure on the United States and gain leverage in negotiations. By favoring Airbus, China sends a clear message about its economic alliances. Finally, China's stance on Boeing is also deeply intertwined with its ambition to foster its own domestic aviation industry. By limiting Boeing's market share, China aims to bolster its homegrown manufacturers like COMAC, positioning them as future global competitors. The consequences of China's actions have been acutely felt by Boeing, impacting not just their sales but also their long-term strategic plans. China was once a linchpin of Boeing's growth strategy, representing a massive and rapidly expanding market for its commercial aircraft. The country's burgeoning middle class and increasing demand for air travel made it a critical focus for Boeing. The company had projected that China would need over 7,000 new airplanes in the next 2 decades, a forecast that underscored the importance of the Chinese market to Boeing's future. However, the effective ban on the 737 MAX and the broader slowdown in orders from Chinese airlines have dealt a severe blow to Boeing's financial performance, leading to significant revenue losses and operational challenges. The financial impact is evident in Boeing's bottom line, with the company experiencing a sharp decline in its stock value and investor confidence. The company has reported billions of dollars in losses directly attributed to the 737 MAX crisis and the decline in orders from China, forcing it to reconsider its financial strategies and cost-cutting measures. Production slowdowns and even temporary halts at Boeing's manufacturing facilities have become necessary to adjust to the shrinking order book, affecting thousands of jobs and the broader supply chain. Furthermore, the situation has created an opportunity for Airbus, Boeing's European rival, to gain ground in the Chinese market, capitalizing on Boeing's misfortunes. The longer the situation with Boeing persists, the more entrenched Airbus is likely to become in the Chinese market, potentially reshaping the competitive landscape of the global aviation industry. While the situation presents challenges for Boeing, including potential market share losses and increased competition, it has also created a window of opportunity for China's homegrown aerospace champion, COMAC, to expand its influence and capabilities. Backed by the full weight of the Chinese government, which has been actively promoting the development of its domestic aviation industry, COMAC has emerged as a symbol of China's technological aspirations. The company's flagship product, the C919 narrow-body jetliner, is a testament to years of research, development and strategic planning. The C919 is directly aimed at competing with the Boeing 737 and the Airbus A320, two of the most popular and widely used aircraft in the world. The government has provided substantial financial backing, ensuring that COMAC has the resources needed to innovate and grow. It has invested heavily in research and development, creating state-of-the-art facilities and attracting top talent from around the globe. Additionally, the government has implemented policies to favor COMAC in the domestic market, such as prioritizing its aircraft for state-owned airlines. While the C919 is still in its early stages with ongoing tests and certifications, it represents a serious long-term challenge to Boeing and Airbus, potentially reshaping the competitive landscape of the aviation industry. The development of COMAC and the C919 is about more than just building airplanes. It signifies China's ambition to become a leader in high-tech industries. It is a matter of national pride, reflecting the country's broader goals of technological self-sufficiency and global influence. The C919 is a potent symbol of China's technological prowess, showcasing the nation's ability to compete on the world stage. The coming years will be crucial in determining whether COMAC can capitalize on this opportunity, overcome technical and market challenges, and establish itself as a genuine contender in the global aviation industry, potentially altering the dynamics of international air travel. The engine of dependence, COMAC's reliance on foreign technology. While COMAC's rise as a potential competitor to Boeing and Airbus is undeniable, it is crucial to acknowledge the significant role that foreign technology plays in its success. The company has made significant strides in aircraft design and manufacturing, but its achievements are deeply intertwined with international partnerships and collaborations. Despite being a Chinese company, COMAC remains heavily reliant on Western suppliers for critical components of the C919. This includes not only the physical parts, but also the technological expertise and engineering support that are essential for the aircraft's development and certification. The engines, for example, are supplied by CFM International, a joint venture between GE Aviation of the United States and Safran Aircraft Engines of France. These engines are among the most advanced in the world, providing the C919 with the performance and efficiency needed to compete on a global scale. Beyond engines, numerous other crucial systems, including avionics, flight control systems, and landing gear, are sourced from established Western aerospace suppliers. These components are integral to the aircraft's safety, reliability, and overall performance, highlighting the importance of these international partnerships. This dependence on foreign technology presents both opportunities and challenges for COMAC. On one hand, it allows the company to leverage cutting-edge technology and expertise that would be difficult to develop independently in a short time frame. On the one hand, it allows the company to benefit from the expertise and advanced technology of established players. This collaboration can accelerate innovation and improve the quality and competitiveness of COMAC's aircraft. However, this reliance also creates vulnerabilities, particularly in the context of geopolitical tensions. Any disruption in these international relationships could significantly impact COMAC's supply chain and its ability to produce aircraft, posing a strategic risk for the company and the broader Chinese aviation industry. The ripple effects of China's stance on Boeing extend beyond new aircraft orders. This decision impacts various aspects of the aviation industry, including maintenance, supply chains, and operational efficiency. Chinese airlines operate one of the world's largest fleets of Boeing aircraft, and these planes require ongoing maintenance and a steady supply of spare parts to remain operational. The complexity of maintaining such a large fleet necessitates a robust and reliable supply chain. The majority of these parts are manufactured in the United States, and the potential for disruptions to this supply chain poses a significant challenge for Chinese airlines. Any interruption could lead to grounded planes and operational delays. While the current situation does not involve a complete embargo on Boeing parts to China, the possibility of future restrictions cannot be ruled out. This uncertainty forces airlines to consider contingency plans and alternative suppliers. Escalating geopolitical tensions could lead to export controls on these critical components. Such measures would have far-reaching implications for the global aviation industry. Such a scenario would force Chinese airlines to find alternative sources for parts, potentially leading to higher costs and logistical challenges. The search for new suppliers could also impact the quality and reliability of maintenance operations. This situation underscores the vulnerability that China faces due to its reliance on foreign technology. Diversifying supply chains and investing in domestic production capabilities could mitigate some of these risks. The saga of Boeing in China is not merely a business story, it is a microcosm of the broader geopolitical dynamics shaping the 21st century. The interplay between these two superpowers is reflected in the aviation sector, where economic interests and national security concerns intersect. The decisions made by both sides have implications that extend far beyond the aviation industry, impacting trade relations, technological competition, and the future of US-China relations. These decisions are influenced by a complex web of factors, including political pressures, economic strategies, and global market dynamics. For the United States, China's actions represent a significant economic and strategic challenge. The US must navigate this landscape carefully, balancing the need to protect its economic interests with the imperative to maintain a competitive edge in technology and innovation. China's market is crucial for American companies like Boeing, and losing access to it has real consequences for American jobs and economic growth. The ripple effects can be felt across various sectors, from manufacturing to services, highlighting the interconnected nature of the global economy. Moreover, China's success in developing its own aerospace industry poses a long-term competitive threat to the dominance of American companies. This development is part of China's broader strategy to become a global leader in high-tech industries, challenging the traditional dominance of Western firms. China, on the other hand, sees its actions as a necessary step in its pursuit of greater self-reliance and a more assertive role on the global stage. By investing heavily in its domestic industries, China aims to reduce its vulnerability to external pressures and enhance its strategic autonomy. By fostering its own domestic champions like COMAC, China aims to reduce its dependence on foreign technology. This move is part of a broader effort to build a robust and self-sufficient industrial base that can support its long-term economic and strategic goals. The stakes are high for both sides, and how the situation unfolds will have profound implications for the future of the aviation industry and US-China relations. The outcome will shape not only the competitive landscape of the aerospace sector, but also the broader contours of global economic and political power. The ongoing saga of Boeing in China signifies a broader shift in the aviation landscape, reflecting the changing dynamics of global power and influence. The industry, once dominated by a handful of Western companies, is becoming increasingly multipolar, with new players emerging from various regions around the world. China's pursuit of self-reliance in aviation, exemplified by its support for COMAC, is a trend likely to continue, driven by both economic ambitions and national security concerns. As China's technological capabilities grow, its desire to control its own destiny in critical sectors like aviation will only intensify, leading to significant investments in research and development. This ambition is not limited to China. Other countries are also seeking to develop their own indigenous aerospace industries, aiming to reduce dependency on foreign technology and boost their own economic growth. The implications of this shift are far-reaching, with established players like Boeing and Airbus facing growing competition from ambitious newcomers, potentially reshaping the global market. The global supply chain for aircraft components could also undergo significant changes, as countries seek to diversify their sources, ensuring greater resilience and reducing risks associated with geopolitical tensions. This new era in aviation will be characterized by both opportunities and challenges, with increased competition potentially leading to innovation and lower prices, but also greater geopolitical tensions as nations vie for technological supremacy and market share. The skies above are no longer solely the domain of a select few. With the democratization of air travel, more people than ever are taking to the skies, leading to increased competition and innovation within the industry. The aviation industry is at a crossroads, navigating a turbulent period marked by technological disruption and geopolitical shifts. Airlines and manufacturers are grappling with the need to modernize fleets, improve fuel efficiency, and meet stringent environmental regulations. China's decision to restrict Boeing, driven by a complex interplay of safety concerns, political calculations, and a desire for technological independence, exemplifies these challenges. This move has significant implications for global supply chains and the competitive dynamics of the aviation market. The future of the industry remains uncertain. As airlines and manufacturers navigate these turbulent times, they must also contend with the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has reshaped travel patterns and consumer behavior. Will Boeing be able to regain its footing in the Chinese market, or will COMAC capitalize on this opportunity to establish itself as a global player? The outcome of this competition will have far-reaching consequences for the future of aviation and the balance of power in the industry. The answers to these questions will shape the future of air travel, impact global trade and technology, and influence the delicate balance of power between nations. As countries vie for dominance in the skies, the stakes have never been higher. One thing is certain: the journey ahead will be turbulent, and the aviation industry will need to adapt, innovate, and navigate a complex and ever-changing landscape to reach its destination. The resilience and ingenuity of the industry will be put to the test as it charts a course through these challenging times. Gap 3S. The skies above are no longer solely the domain of a select few. With the rapid expansion of global air travel, more airlines and aircraft manufacturers are vying for a piece of the market. The aviation industry is at a crossroads, navigating a turbulent period marked by technological disruption and geopolitical shifts. The rise of new players and the evolution of air travel technology are reshaping the landscape. China's decision to restrict Boeing, driven by a complex interplay of safety concerns, political calculations, and a desire for technological independence, exemplifies these challenges. This move signals a significant shift in the balance of power within the aviation sector. The future of the industry remains uncertain. As airlines and manufacturers adapt to new realities, the strategies they employ will determine their success in this evolving market. Will Boeing be able to regain its footing in the Chinese market? Or will COMAC capitalize on this opportunity to establish itself as a global player? The outcome will have far-reaching implications for the industry. The answers to these questions will shape the future of air travel, impact global trade and technology, and influence the delicate balance of power between nations. The stakes are high, and the decisions made now will reverberate for years to come. One thing is certain: the journey ahead will be turbulent, and the aviation industry will need to adapt, innovate, and navigate a complex and ever-changing landscape to reach its destination. The ability to stay agile and forward-thinking will be crucial. Scene 10. The ripple effect of China's rejection. Emotion 3 music, subtle tension, reflective, somber. Gap 2S. China's decision to send back Boeing planes has sent ripples through the aviation industry. This move has not only affected Boeing, but has also raised concerns among other international manufacturers. For Boeing, this rejection is more than just a logistical headache. It represents a significant challenge to its reputation and market position. The financial implications are significant. Boeing stock has taken a hit, and the company faces potential losses in the billions. Each aircraft represents a substantial investment, and finding new buyers in an already saturated market won't be easy. The challenge is compounded by the current global economic climate. Boeing is now faced with the challenge of reselling these planes. The company must navigate complex negotiations and find buyers willing to invest in these aircraft. Potential buyers could include airlines in emerging markets, cargo carriers, or even leasing companies. Each of these options comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities. However, the resale process may involve discounts, which could lead to financial losses. Boeing must carefully balance the need to offload these planes with the desire to minimize financial damage. Additionally, the cost of storing and maintaining these unsold planes will further strain Boeing's finances. The longer these planes remain unsold, the greater the financial burden. The return of these planes also raises questions about future orders. Airlines may hesitate to place new orders with Boeing, fearing similar issues in the future. With China's market increasingly leaning towards COMAC, Boeing might have to adjust its strategy and look for growth opportunities elsewhere. This could involve exploring new markets or doubling down on innovation. The company's ability to pivot and find new markets will be crucial in mitigating the financial fallout from this geopolitical move. Boeing's future success will depend on its ability to adapt and innovate. As Boeing navigates this complex landscape, its resilience and adaptability will be put to the test. The company must leverage its strengths and address its weaknesses to remain competitive. The coming months will be critical in determining whether Boeing can weather this storm and emerge stronger, or if it will face prolonged turbulence in its quest to maintain its position in the global aviation market. The stakes are high, and the world is watching. The journey to self-sufficiency in aviation is a long and intricate one for China, involving numerous stages of development from initial design to final assembly. While COMAC has made significant strides in developing its own aircraft, the country still heavily relies on foreign technology for many critical components such as avionics, engines, and advanced materials. From advanced avionics to high-performance engines, the technological gap is apparent, highlighting the need for substantial innovation and development within China's domestic industry. Currently, China's technological capabilities in aviation are growing, but they're not yet on par with established aerospace giants like Boeing and Airbus, which have decades of experience and extensive global supply chains. To bridge this gap, China has been investing heavily in research and development, focusing on creating homegrown solutions and reducing dependency on foreign suppliers. Government funding, partnerships with foreign firms, and the establishment of specialized research institutes all aim to accelerate this progress, fostering an environment conducive to innovation and technological advancement. However, the road to self-sufficiency is fraught with challenges, including technical difficulties, supply chain issues, and the need for a skilled workforce capable of driving these advancements. The development of cutting-edge aviation technology requires not only financial investment, but also time, expertise, and a robust ecosystem of suppliers and manufacturers, all working in harmony to achieve common goals. Intellectual property issues, regulatory hurdles, and the need for rigorous safety standards further complicate this journey, necessitating careful navigation of both domestic and international regulations. Experts estimate that it could take China at least a decade or more to achieve full self-sufficiency in producing all components domestically, depending on the pace of technological advancements and market conditions. The timeline will depend heavily on continued investment, successful technological breakthroughs, and the ability to overcome various geopolitical and market challenges, which could either accelerate or hinder progress. As China charts its course towards self-reliance in aviation, the global industry will be watching closely, assessing the impact on international competition and collaboration. The outcome of this ambitious endeavor will not only shape the future of Chinese aviation, but could also redefine the competitive landscape of the global aerospace market, influencing trends and setting new benchmarks for innovation. As China pushes forward on its path to self-sufficiency in aviation, it is investing heavily in its domestic aircraft manufacturing capabilities, particularly through its state-owned enterprise, COMAC. However, new challenges are emerging on the geopolitical front, as tensions between China and the United States continue to escalate over trade, technology, and strategic dominance. The United States, recognizing the strategic significance of China's ambitions in the aviation sector, is considering various measures to counteract China's progress and maintain its own competitive edge. One such measure might involve preventing China from acquiring essential engines for COMAC aircraft, which are crucial for the production and operation of these planes. This potential move could force China to seek alternative suppliers which may not meet the same quality and performance standards, or to accelerate the development of its own indigenous engine technology. Accelerating the development of its own engine technology would require significant investment in research and development, as well as overcoming numerous technical challenges. The implications of such actions would be profound, potentially reshaping the global aviation industry and altering the balance of power in international aviation markets. COMAC's production timelines could face significant delays, affecting its ability to deliver aircraft on schedule and meet the growing demand for new planes both domestically and internationally. These delays could impact the company's reputation and financial performance, as well as its ability to compete with established aerospace giants like Boeing and Airbus. Moreover, the overall strategy of China's aviation industry might need to be re-evaluated to adapt to these new constraints, potentially leading to a shift in focus or priorities. To navigate these challenges, Chinese aviation leaders will need to engage in high-stakes negotiations and make strategic decisions that could have long-lasting effects on the industry. The stakes are high, and the future of China's aviation ambitions hangs in the balance, with the potential to influence the broader economic and technological landscape of the country. As the USA and China continue their strategic maneuvering, the international community is closely watching, aware that the outcomes of these interactions will have far-reaching consequences. The global aerospace market remains on edge, closely observing each development and its potential impact on market dynamics, stock prices, and industry trends. The actions taken today will shape the competitive landscape of tomorrow, determining which companies and countries will lead the next generation of aviation technology and innovation. These developments will not only influence the aviation sector, but also the broader geopolitical dynamics between these two global powers, potentially redefining their roles on the world stage.